Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited as I'll be reviewing the Five Nights at Freddy's Jazwares Vault Edition, Endo Series, Classic Freddy and Shadow Freddy. Now I've been super hyped for these figures for a long time as we haven't really gotten decent, accurate Five Nights at Freddy's figures in quite a while. Especially the witted animatronics. But when Jazwares first announced their Endo series, they revealed Witted Freddy, Witted Bonnie, two figures that people have been asking for a very long time. And all that time, Funko never listened. However, Jazwares, in the first year of them establishing the Five Nights at Freddy's IP toy line, they are already making figures that fans want. So first, as you already see, I've taken out everything out of the box. Let's move the endo out of the way. Here's everything on the box. Nice Jazwares Vault Edition sticker, some yada yada, some stuff for the figure, Endo series, Five Nights at Freddy, 3D render of Freddy. On the side window, and you can see a bit of Freddy. On the side, it's the same. And on the back, just a 3D render of everything. So, without further ado, let's get started with first going through the main frame of all of these figures, the Endo himself. And I have to say, the Endo figure itself is fantastic. It is incredible how much articulation they actually packed into this little guy. And yeah, first of all, it looks almost 100% accurate. The only issue would be the feet. The feet aren't the correct type of feet for this Endo suit. But other than that, I would say everything is perfect for this Endo. They nailed the Endo figure perfectly. Articulation on this, most of them are on hinge joints, such as the arms. The hand is on a hinge joint, elbow, hinge joint, shoulder, hinge joint also. And then for the head, you get a hinge joint at the jaw where you can open and close. However, the only bad piece of articulation is the head, where I do wish you are able to make the head look up and down, but unfortunately you only can make it rotate, which I'm okay with. And then the waist is on a ball joint, so you can really make him do some nice poses and make him. I hope that when they release the Mimic figure, they rarely use like this style of articulation, because the first thing I imagined when I first got this figure is just like it posing like the Mimic, and I think it is perfect for the Mimic. And then also on the legs, they're on ball joints. Oops, sorry there. And then hinge joint. And then the feet are on ball joints. So yeah. So overall articulation on this figure is quite good. Now, let's get into the main play gimmick of this entire toy line being putting on the suits of the animatronics. As you can see here, I have all the pieces of Freddy, Classic Freddy. So without further ado, let's actually put them together. So nice thing that they did, because it does get confusing. It did get confusing the first time, but I realized that there's actually letters on each of these pieces telling you where it should go, like front, F for front, B for back, and then L for left, R for right. So it's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So simple. This figure works like this. You get the back piece, you get the front piece, and there. You just snap it in together, and then that's pretty much what you do for the entirety of this figure, where you find the pieces and then you just put them together. So yeah, Same with this leg. I'm not going to skimp out on this part, as some people do. I think I would imagine some people would actually like to see the process of putting on the endoskeleton, the actual suit pieces. So yeah, I'm not gonna skip out on this. This one is for the left side, so then this one should be for the right. Same with this side, put to the front there. There, and then for the feet you have to remove them and then bring in the actual feet pieces, put them together like just like that, and then the torso, like that. And then, okay, now we're doing the arms. This one is front right. Front right. This back right. Put it in like that. This one put like this. Yada yada boom. This one is left side. Left side, you put it like this. This is back, left side, like that. And then same thing for the legs you do for the hands, where they come with their own pieces where you have to pop off the actual hand and then put in the Freddy hand. There we go. And pop this in. Now we're on to the head. The jaw, you see this clip. You see this area here that drops down from the jaw. You just simply clip it on and there you go. You got the jaw on. Then for the head, you just put the pieces together and like so. You are done. And wow, this figure is almost 100% perfect. Now, I think as a toy, this is incredible. I think this is the best version of Freddy for a toy we have ever gotten. However, having said that, there are obviously some areas for improvement, such as the coloration, where mainly it looks more orangey than brown. So yeah, and also the eyes, the pupils are too big. It needs eyebrows. Other than that, it looks too child friendly. But other than that, I would say this is a perfect Freddy figure. Here he is next to the Funko Freddy, where I think the Funko Freddy got the coloration correct, but the entire model itself looks horrendous. So yeah, Jazwares gets a win for this. So yeah, overall, articulation also is slightly worse for this, as some of the pieces are bigger, but you can still get it into decent articulation. However, you can't. This is basically its crunch now, while the Endo had a way better ab crunch. So yeah, articulation is a lot worse now, but it is still a very good figure. Now let's get into the part you've all been waiting for, Shadow Freddy. So here is Shadow Freddy, and I have to say, he is almost 100% perfect. The only imperfection he has, which I'm quite okay with, is that he has an ear. Over here, he's supposed to be missing an ear. However, this one he has it. And I don't really have an issue with that. really, it doesn't really annoy me at all, so I don't really care. And also, the thing I'm happy about Jazwares is that they are making the exclusive figures online store exclusive, meaning that anyone can really get it. Where in the past, Funko would make the exclusive figures like retail stores such as Walmart and Target, which would make people who live overseas harder to get. However, them making it a Jazwares exclusive makes it sort of easier for people overseas to get their hands on these figures, such as myself. But without yapping about business or whatever, let's actually get into this figure. And yeah, I think this figure is incredible. The model of it is perfect. Everything is perfect. The withering on it, where they actually cut out the withering, unlike Funko, is perfect. I love that they really cut the details into the actual suit so that it gives off that nice look. At the back, you don't get that much damage, but you do get some like scratch marks like here, here, and here. But yeah, this figure, I would say, is just perfect, and I can definitely see people taking off these black eyes, putting them onto the withered Freddy figure and making it ignited Freddy. And I think it's just incredible. The amount of customization you can do with these figures also is beautiful, because they do leave a lot of blank spots where you can just put in whatever details you want to. So yeah, and I think for this version of Freddy, I think his articulation is slightly better, as there is more space around the stomach area now, which means he can crunch slightly lower, which, yeah, is overall not bad. The arm articulation, I would still say, is slightly worse than the endos, but is still pretty good. Yeah, overall, I would say this figure is just perfect. We have been under Funko for a long time now, and while Funko is very good, I do shit on Funko a lot. However, sometimes they do release a very good figure. The articulation on them is pretty damn good. I would say they just don't listen and make the figures fans want. When we kept on asking for withered animatronics, instead they gave us some Fnaf AR reskins. It was just annoying. So this is just awesome to finally get figures that fans actually have been asking for a long time. And to make a figure of Shadow Freddy also, which is not really a popular character and is an obscure, quite an obscure character, I would say they are really making this line for the fans instead of thinking from the viewpoint of money. Like, let's make characters that make us the most money. No, they are actually making characters that has never been made into figures before. Then again, you could always just back then take the old Freddy figure and paint it purple, but it's nicer that he actually got his own figure. As up till now, I think the only really actual figure we've gotten of him, other than the Funko Pops and Mystery Minis, is the McFarlane Shadow Freddy minifigure, and yeah, it's just incredible to finally see an actual Shadow Freddy figure. So do I think this is worth picking up? Yes, 100%. I think this is one of my favorite toys of the year, and I can't wait to see what Jazwares releases. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, tell me in the comments section down below how I can improve upon my videos. But until next time, have a good day or good night, whatever. Bye bye for now, and bye. Hi, so update after recording the video, I tried to see if the figure of Shadow Freddy is still up for... You can still order it online. And unfortunately, he is sold out. And also, worse news is that on eBay, the only other website to order it off of, people are scalping it to unbelievable prices. Yeah, no. I would definitely not pay $400 for this. It's not worth it. And I think someone who worked at Jazwares said that they are hoping to eventually make more of these, so I would say just hold on and wait for these figures to get restocked. But yeah, it is very unfortunate that this situation has taken place where you can't order the figure right now and you have to pay scalpers prices. Yeah, that is unfortunate.